What is stopping us to work together as Africans?
We don't know. We've forgotten. We've forgotten what we were. Ubuntu. We've forgotten what we were. Now we're chasing money. We're chasing money and leaving dead bodies along the way. We're driving past dead bodies. We're chasing money. Because I've got an appointment. You can't even stop and say, brother, are you okay? Do you want some water? We drive past dead bodies because we are in a hurry to make money. If you love yourself, there's no way you're not going to want to know where your food is coming from.
Yes.
Or what that food contains. If you love yourself, you're going to go into the supermarket and read the label.
Yes.
If you love yourself, you're going to say, this that I'm putting in this temple, right?
Yes.
Is it good for me? Am I going to suffer ill health after this? You know what I mean? Once we begin to love ourselves, you know what that becomes? Then you're going to easily love other people.
Yes. The hype about diaspora, is it true? Is it a land of opportunity, the land of milk and honey?
I think it depends on how you see it. But I think, from my experience, I think it's like, why did we leave home? Because things were difficult. But at times actually I think our parents should have fought harder for us to stay. You know, because what happened over there was, for some people, very traumatic. People coming back not, you know, it's traumatic, you know, the amount of racism over there.
It's too much.
Crazy. It's too much.
So you'll be trying to work and provide for yourself and the family back home, but you're fighting something else.
The workplace, it's worse at the workplace. I mean, people show you that they don't like it. It's not like rocket science. Yeah, it's not. Especially in Sweden.
Yeah,
their racism is top class. You know, but they smile at you. You know, everything seems nice. But hey, my friend, you don't progress.
What made you to come home? What made you to make a decision to say, I am coming back home?
For me, I was like, I want to find something in Africa. It doesn't matter. Africa is home. So, luckily, I fell here in Zambia.
Are we living to our full potential as Africans?
No, we're not. There are lots of things that are standing in our way. I think people may not really agree with me, I know. But for me, I think that if a person is worrying less about their basics, right? Remember Maslow's hierarchy of needs. If the majority of the population are worrying less about their basic needs, where their next meal will come from, where they'll take their kids to you know, when they get sick, and where they're going to take their kids to school, and where they're going to sleep when the sun goes down, they're less productive. Yes, less productive. And that is what is happening in most of Africa, that the basic needs are not met. And people are more concerned about that than, you know, pushing themselves up out of the water. You know, the potential that every human being has. There's someone who was saying the other day that if every human being thought and believed that they're adequate, we can move mountains. But if you're worrying about what your child will eat today, are you going to be thinking about what is it can I do for this planet? No, you're not. So it's survival.
And my conversation with you is going to be interesting. So before I get into that, the whole organic endeavor, I want to talk about your time. You stayed in the diaspora for how long?
I think 7 years.
7 years?
Yes.
Where exactly?
I lived in Belgium.
Belgium?
Yes.
How was it?
It was nice. I had a good time in Belgium. The weather was not very good. Being someone coming from Africa. So the weather was not very good, but I got used to it. And yes, I learned a lot of things.
And the opportunities that people talk about, are they there?
Yes. I actually was a teacher of English as a foreign language in Belgium.
I knew it. I mean, your communication skills are there.
Yeah, I had a great time teaching English as a foreign language in Belgium. It was a great time. One of the best times I had in my work life. It was just very, an opportunity where I met people.
Yeah.
And I think I improved my speaking abilities.
Yes.
And yeah, that really helped me. Yes. And I also, in the process, learned French.
Oh.
Yes.
An interesting character.
Yeah. So I speak French as well.
How did you end up back home?
So I had a baby.
Oh, okay.
And then my husband and I decided, let's give this girl a chance to live in Africa as well. She lived in Belgium for a little bit, and then we decided, let's take her to Africa. And it was mostly for her that we moved, to give her the African experience under the sun.
Oh.
Yes.
Why did you choose Africa? What is so special about Africa?
Africa, this is just me speaking, right? Apart from the weather,
Yes.
I'm talking about Zambia now.
Yeah.
Apart from the weather being favorable, there's a lot of things you can do here. And for me, a lot of things have to do with just pushing Africa out of the mud, and it is possible. There are lots of
possible.
It is possible. There are a lot of things that have not been explored in Africa. And when you go out there in the diaspora, you learn how people do things, and you want to come back and do it here, not forgetting Africa's indigenous knowledge. You can have modern technology. If you incorporate African indigenous knowledge, you have a powerful outfit. Yes.
So I want to talk about this kind of farming that you're doing here, organic.
Yes.
Is it lucrative? Is there a market for it?
Oh, yes. There is a market for organic produce. Kelvin, if I told you, if I gave you a choice between organically produced food and food that's grown with conventional fertilizers and pesticides,
I'll probably choose organic.
You would definitely choose organic.
Because the reason why I'm saying this, I thought I was one of those people who would probably say, here in Africa, we are eating healthy, we are eating organic, but it's no longer the case.
No. And you're quite right, it's no longer the case, because remember what I said?
Yeah.
Here's a person who is thinking about their next meal.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they've been attacked by a pest in their field. They're going to grab that poisonous container, put it in their knapsacks, and they're going to spray that tomato.
Yeah.
And that tomato will ripen, right, before the withdrawal period ends, and they're going to sell it, right? It's very difficult. But what we are saying here at Loctaguna Organics is that there's a way out. There's a way you can grow your food without pesticides.
Yeah.
There's a way you can grow your food without fertilizers and still make a decent living. But be proud that your food, people are eating your food and it's doing good to their bodies. I think that's a proud moment for a farmer to say that that person has got cancer, right? And my food will help bring their cancer down, right?
Yeah. Now I know.
Because it has no chemicals.
Now I know,
Yes.
I thought it was a myth. We consume food that has chemicals that can cause us to be sick.
Yes.
But when you give yourself a chance to start consuming organic food, food can heal you.
Yes.
I know that now.
That's true. Hippocrates, he's known as the father of modern medicine. He said something really profound many centuries ago. He said that let food be thy medicine and medicine thy food. Do you see that?
Yeah, I see it. Because, I mean, it's really interesting.
It is.
I'm starting to think if we are consuming food that has chemicals, at the end of the day, we're going to end up sick. And yet we don't have proper healthcare in Africa. It's a mess.
It is a mess. But that's the thing, right? On the one side of the spectrum, there's all of this technology to do with, crops that are resistant to pesticides and herbicides, right?
Yes.
And what that does is the food that is grown absorbs those chemicals, right?
Yeah.
Yes. The business can be lucrative.
Yes.
The consumers are going to eat and they'll get sick, right? And especially cancer, right? We've seen an increase in cancer. And there's been studies linking the pesticides residues in the food to, the growing number of cancer cases. So you're eating and then the health sector does not have the capacity to handle so many cases at once. And you know what happens? Production goes down because the people are sick from eating contaminated food. It's a vicious cycle. Yeah. So we have to make a choice. That what is it we want? What is it we want? Do we want a productive Africa that is going to shine, that is going to, like every living citizen of Africa should at least have their basics. The other things now, it's up to how much you invest in time, your capabilities, your knowledge, to get there. But without that, we're always going to be appearing in the news as, such and such a country, people live below $1 a day.
Yes.
Yeah. Food is important. Someone was saying that sometimes people eat 4 times a day, right?
Yeah.
Everyone eats every day. That is how important food is. And we should respect food. Give it some dignity, not grow it with chemicals. It's funny how, a farmer would be spraying a chemical, right?
Yes.
And on the packaging of the chemical, they tell you, wear a mask when you're spraying. But somehow, that chemical that you're spraying on the food, they're going to eat it. They're going to tell you to eat it. Whereas when you are spraying, they say, put on a mask. What is the logic? And human beings, we're supposed to be at the top end of the food chain, right?
Yeah.
We're supposed to be the most intelligent. But when they tell you, wear a mask when you're spraying this chemical, but you're going to eat it after 14 days.
Yes.
How does that work?
That's the thing.
Yes.
Let's talk about farming in general, whether those are doing it right or wrong. I want to ask, like in terms of export, are we doing it right that we can feel comfortable to say that Africa is a powerhouse in terms of agriculture?
For me, I always say, remember, I'm an ecological organic farmer.
Yes.
Right? For me, first and foremost, a farmer should be able to feed themselves. Fill your fridge with food from your farm.
Yes.
Sell the surplus in your country. When we reach a stage where we could export, then we've reached that stage. Right now, it's about feeding ourselves and feeding Zambia. Then maybe we'll feed Zimbabwe and South Africa, and But right now we are really serious about feeding ourselves and also helping other farmers to do the same. So can you imagine a consortium of organic farmers putting together their surplus crop, which is going now for export? The thing about business, right?
Yes.
A lot hinges on collaboration. If you collaborate with others, you win. You can't do it alone. Yeah. But people are all doing it alone. They were saying the other day, if you want to go fast, go alone. You go fast, but so much stress. But, if you want to go further, right?
Yes.
It's like the tortoise and the hare, right? The hare moved fast, got tired, took a nap. Yeah. That's what it means when you go alone. You're going to get stressed. you're not going to meet the demand. But if you collaborate with other organic farmers and say, listen, guys, I have this huge order of 150 kilograms of whatever it is. Can you guys chip in? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then they chip in. And you know what? I look good to my customers, and my other fellow farmers also benefit from the market access.
Do you think that people are not collaborating in Africa? It's like every man for himself, God for us all.
Yeah, I think so. We're not taught this, you know, and yet, you know, the old Africa was always talking about Ubuntu.
Yes.
Ubuntu is about picking each other up. It's like social security in the West, right? You pick each other up. You pick up the weak member. And that weak member, when they rise, they pick up the other weak member.
The Western cultures that we are trying to adapt here in Africa, it's sort of like once we practice them at their full capacity, it's genocide.
Yes. But you know what? There is no need to forget who we are.
I wish people can know that.
We should still remember who we are, and it's easier. It's so much easier. This is my experience. Like a few stories I can tell you about people that I completely forgot that I helped. Random people, like completely random. And then when I was in need, I didn't even know they were in that space. And they come up to me and say, do you remember me? This is what Ubuntu is. It comes back to you. And it also hinges on integrity.
But then again, I don't think teachers or people push young people to agriculture. Because we think it doesn't have graph.
Yes.
Right? That's Zimbabwe. Huh?
Yeah, I mean, in Zimbabwe, agriculture sometimes is used as a form of punishment to kids. Yes.
Yeah. It's like, you're being punished.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, when I grow up, I used to hate farming because of that.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I know, I think they've traumatized you elders and teachers over there in Zimbabwe.
I was traumatized.
Yeah, don't traumatize children. Encourage them to do agriculture, building, because yes, there's money.
Yeah, very.
Lots of money.
From what I've noticed, from what you're saying, agriculture farming is science.
Science. It's stupid. but that's the thing. It's not complicated. This is the funny part. It is stupid, literally to make it stupid. So it's like, and I think people are lazy. Guys dig, you know, it's like dig your mounds, your swales, they'll trap water for you. You're gonna be fine for water because you got water. So we keep lots of trees. As you can see, the whole farm, there's trees.
Yes.
So we don't chop. You know, usually what people do, they start their field, they remove all the trees, all the grass, and then it's like, now I'm starting to farm. And then you grow one thing, maize. Okay, come on, guys. All right.
We Sadza eaters and Chima eaters. My people, where are you? We are being attacked.
No, we should be eating millets. You know, this is not maize.
Why is it that you guys...
Maize has no nutritional value, actually. I mean, if you think of it, it's actually a feed, right? In some countries, they give it to animals.
They don't eat it?
No. No, it's for animals.
This guy, he's saying...
We were supposed to eat millet that makes us strong, you know, of a high nutritional value, like millet, sorghum, you know. So we're trying also to boost. So this whole field, these two are going to be indigenous. So we're going to have millet, sorghum, cowpeas, everything that is like our indigenous foods. Because that's what we're trying to promote here also. There's tree lines everywhere. So here we have a tree line, which is banana, pawpaw, cassava, banana, pawpaw. Then after maybe 10 meters, we have another tree line. You'll find in all our fields, it's designed like that, where we have trees everywhere. And they're like, because the trees, they harvest water for us.
The trees?
Yes, so what trees do, their roots, when they go down, they also harvest nutrients, right? They bring them to the roots. Because all the stuff is happening in the roots. That's where the biology is. So for us, the first thing that we do when every plant, that's why we don't have diseases or pests. We start at the roots. So we inoculate the roots with good biology.
Okay.
So we give it good compost and kind of like vermicompost and a couple of kind of like nutrients that we make here. All of it is organic. It's funny, you know, like Impa looks like this plant in Zim we have, which grows wild. It looks like, you know, white. We used to call it like snake eggs or something. But I think I used to see this, but we don't eat it.
Yeah, we don't.
So there's a couple of things that these guys eat here that we don't eat, which is strange. We just like, because somehow, I don't know, this is what the white people did, man. They completely destroyed the way we think. That we, you know, they created these borders. Now we are like even in our brains.
Are you against the issue of having borders in Africa?
Actually, there should never be a border. That was the most stupid thing ever to do. Because right now it's like, we're missing out on a lot of revenue. We create lots of jobs if they just open these borders.
Very true.
And on top of that, people are related. It's like,
yeah.
And it was, but as we know, someone benefits from that system because there's money to be made, but it's like it doesn't translate to people. They should open the borders, free trade.
You think there's going to come a time that we see a borderless Africa?
Yes, of course, but they do it in Europe. In Europe, you can go anyway. You know, you don't even have to think of it. You can just jump into a car and just decide, like from London, I want to go to France. Just jump on a train. That's it in there. Like I'll be talking to you, and it's just like there's no paperwork, nothing.
So the systems.
You can go and find a job. Tomorrow you'll be working in a French restaurant, if you want to. So it's like, I never understand. It's like they're doing it, but they don't want us to do it. And somehow our leaders don't realize the benefit of that.
So they're doing it out there and they don't want us to do it.
Yeah.
My question is, are we still colonized?
I think so. Our education is colonized. That's the first thing.
Oh.
And I think that's the first thing that we need to do is to change the whole education system. Guess what? I'm a teacher in Sweden.
Yes.
They don't teach you them about Chimbrenga.
Yeah.
No. But here we are, you know, eating all this history, European history. And we're like proud, hey, I know French history.
Yeah.
I know British history and all this stuff, German, World War. And we can recite, even know the dates when it happened.
Very.
But then we don't really know even what happened within our own local communities,
So,
which we should be also be documenting here.
So we don't know who we really are. Because if we are losing our history bit by bit like that, it's crazy how it's going to be like 100 years from now.
Now you're going to lose your seed.
It's not going to be Africa.
Yeah, they're coming for the seed now. That's the new thing that's happening in Africa. They're trying to patent the seeds. That they have ownership of the seeds. Already it's kind of like happening, but people don't see it because you're not farmers. You guys are just consumers, you eat it.
Yes.
But for us, like now, to buy 1,000 seeds of tomatoes costs you like, what, 8,000 kwacha? Yeah, just tomato seeds. And back in the day, remember, the tomato that you grew in the township,
Yeah.
you could take it, the one that was rotten, and you could throw it into the garden to grow. Not anymore, the hybrids. So they want you to keep buying.
A system where people depend on money like that much.
Yep, so you buy the seed. Right now, our seeds, I grow my stuff, I collect my seed, I can plant it. But now they want to take that seed.
Wait, so we're doing it wrong?
Yeah, they'll take your seed. The big companies, the seed companies, I'm not going to say who they are. You know, I'm not going to say who they are, but they know themselves. You just have to do your research.
What are we supposed to do as young people in Africa to improve our lives, to remember that Ubuntu is supposed to play a role in our lives? Because at the end of the day, Africa back in the days, it was like we are one people. But now, every man for himself, God for us all. Sometimes when you visit another country, you feel like a stranger. They don't want you there.
I think that mentality sadly has to end. Because we are suffering. It doesn't matter. You go everywhere. Black people were suffering. You know, horrible things are done to us. And then we do horrible things to each other. When actually we should be united, getting together and just helping each other, because that's the only way we're going to move our economies or create jobs. So this is what we're trying to do here in the farm. You know, we're not waiting for government. We're not waiting for an NGO to give us money. No, we're working. We dig. This is where we're fit.
So the problem with us Africans is that we are waiting for a savior to come and give us jobs. Our ideas are more theoretical rather than practical. We don't want to do it ourselves. Is that it?
Yeah. I think people need to just get off their lazy asses, I will say. Mind my French or my English. But I think just get off your seat, go and dig. Because we all have land. This is the crazy thing. Every African, we have land. People should stop sitting down and doing nothing. Don't look at the land, just start digging. Plant 1 tree a week. Believe me, that's a lot of trees at the end of the year. Seeds, start planting seeds, collecting water, even grey water, the one you bath with. Say that water, you water that, right? Instead of waiting for the rain and all this stuff. It's like, no, let's not wait for a Chinaman, let's not wait for NGOs or anyone to kind of help us. Let's do it ourselves and let's work. But people are, I'm sorry, but people are lazy to work. Like hard work, you know, like, because here we work in the sun, you know, we're here in the sun, in the rain. Yeah. It's not easy. But I think people are scared of that. You know, and they're just like, but that's the only way you're going to be successful. So we work here, we work this land, that's why it looks like this. And we've been building it slowly. It takes years, but it's worth it.
It's worth it.
Yes, we're independent. So I eat my food, I don't go to the supermarket.
What kind of crops do you have here?
My friend, woo! I got beans, pumpkin, I've got onions, I've got 5 different types of lettuces, spinach, we've got herbs, we've got lemongrass, we've got cassava, we've got thyme, chimpampila, you name it. I mean, I think we probably have over like 40
plants.
Yeah, 40 different vegetables here in the farm, right? So it's...
Okay. What are things that we are supposed to fix as Africans? Is there a way out from chemical food?
Yeah.
What are we supposed to do?
So I attended this course once in South Africa, and this guy was talking about something really profound.
Yes.
He said that the way to move forward is by learning,
yes,
relearning, and unlearning. Do you see that?
Yes.
We learn,
yes,
we relearn,
exactly,
and we unlearn. So the bad habits that we've picked up, we have to unlearn them,
yes,
put them behind us. Relearning means, in this particular context, going back to our Ubuntu. I like the way you pronounce
Ubuntu.
Ubuntu.
Yes.
We go back to our Ubuntu,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Then we learn new skills, drop the bad habits that we picked up, and then learn new things, incorporate our old ways. It's beautiful. It's really, really beautiful.